Hello and welcome back to another review with me, Kevin, from Kevin Grant on Whisky. This week we're diving back into something that's been done before, something that was maybe a couple of years ago I think I'd done this. Arran Whisky has been something in modern times, a new distillery, but looking at how many distilleries are popping up over the last couple of years, it's not a new distillery anymore. With Arran, it's on an island just not a million miles away from Islay, not a million miles away from Campbelltown. It just kind of sits on its own, but it's classed as an island malt, not an Islay, but an island malt in the Highland region. The name's changed. It used to be Arran Distillery, but it's now the Lochranza due to the fact that they've now opened a second distillery on the island of Arran, and it's called Lag. So Lag's going to be heavily peated, and Arran Lochranza Distillery is going to be our more traditional, what we're used to seeing. It came about in 1993. Arran decided to start a distillery, and we go fast forward a couple of years to 17th of August 1995 was when the production fully started. They got the stills, everything going, and started making whiskey. I think after 3 years they released their first kind of additional whiskey. They had a 3-year-old, then they kept going and going, and then you fast forward to 2005 where they released this, the 10-year-old single malt. This is 46% non-shelf filtered, natural colour. As I say, I done this like 2 years ago. This is how much I still have left. This is the same bottle, something again that I jump back and forth to now and then for a wee dram because it's such an easy sipper. I love the branding. I love what they've done compared to the old bottles. This is really cool. The etching on top for the cork. They've got the coordinates there from where it is. They've got Braille on there as well. It's just a really cool bottle. And all the information is what we need on it as well. I think it's very simplistic but elegant in the same way. The whiskey, I'm pretty sure it's in a full bourbon maturation. There's not much messing about with it, which I like, but Arran do give us offerings of like Marsala casks, port, sauternes, and other ones as well. We're not too far away from Arran being 30 years old, and I think that's going to be the big one when they release that 30-year-old. I think it will go like crazy. Everyone will go mad for it. But in this term of a 10-year-old single malt price point as well, I think this can be picked up for £40 or less. Great quality, great value. And that's from the last time I reviewed this. I know I really liked it. I still do, but I've kind of been back and forth. I've not been back and forth to it for a while, so I'm not sure what to expect. Again, you see there's no water here today because I know I like this without water, but it's always good to try and revisit it. But I'm just going to leave the water out. 46% is a really good number. I'm just looking forward to this one. It's a weekend, and let's see what we've got. So get this on the nose first, and we'll dive back in and see what other wee kind of facts that we can find. But colour, it's just nice and light, right, kind of golden amber. Legs are staying there as well. You can see nice oily. Let's see what we get. It's fresh. Yep, it's still really fresh. It's not quieting down. It's like green apple, lemon peel, lime. You go into the kind of deeper notes and you're getting that. It's more of a gooey fudge coming through, but it's really fresh. It's yeah, green apple, lemon peel, a lot of citrus notes. A little bit of heather coming through, that kind of Highland heather, a little bit of honey. The deeper fudge is now dropping off. I think the citrus burst and the cleanness is coming through as a prominent note on this. It's very clean. It is such a clean, and I think it's quite hard these days to find an honest bourbon cask whiskey, but keeping this 10-year-old, and I can't remember exactly, but I think I'll need to double check, but I'm pretty sure it was just a full bourbon maturation. And all those smells you're getting from there. And with bourbon, sometimes I'll get an oaky note, but I don't get that. It's really citrus, it's really clean, really fresh. This is like a summer dram, I would say. That weather out there in Scotland where it's actually, the sun is shining. And we'll try it on the palate again. The nose, I'm absolutely loving. I think it's great. I love something fresh. I love that kind of clean nose. It's not too over the top. You're just getting simple notes coming through, but of real good quality. Well, let's see what we get on the palate. Slainte, bro. So it does stay citrusy on the palate. Jumps away. That honey kind of overtakes now on that. Yeah, there's more honey on the palate. It starts off quite clean and fresh, but then that kind of thick honey comes through and just lands itself on the palate. The heather's kind of staying there as well, giving that kind of Highland look. And I think the only other whiskey that I really get a kind of heathery note from is Dalwhinnie. I kind of get that, but Dalwhinnie can be dirtier in a sense for its whiskey. I find that could be a little bit more intense and just a bit more going on. But this is clean, honeyed on the palate, citrus on the nose, a little bit of citrus on the palate. The apple's trying to stay there, but it's a bit more subdued now. I would maybe put it more that it's a honey glazed apple. The honey's the forefront, but if you take a bite into it, you're still getting that little citrus punch. It's coming through, but it's not as forefront as it is on the nose. It's good. It coats the mouth as well. It's a summer dram for me. I think quite summery, easy sipping whiskey. You're getting it for maybe £40 or less. You're getting 10 years old. You're getting a nice bottle. You're getting some cool history because, you know, Arran just came out of nowhere in 95, say. And Ian McTaggart, one of the most famous guys out there, I think he had about 45 years in the industry, and he left in, was that last year, 2022, I think, and there was a short period of Mr. Livingston took over, then he moved back to Islay, and then you've got, I think it's Stuart Bowman or Stuart, who has then taken over. He was at, where was he before? I think he was at Brewdog for about 9 years, and he's took over, went to Diageo for a little bit to help with the resurrection of Brora. And so he's got a wealth of knowledge coming in. So he's there, and I believe he's helping out at both distilleries. I need to kind of double check that. I was just having a wee look and seen a wee bit of news on it. So there's been a lot of movement in there, and it's nothing bad. I think Ian McTaggart was just, he's brought Arran to where it can be, and you know, 45 years in the industry, time to wind down. So I'm pretty sure he got a decent collection for when he left. Fresh, the honey's staying there, heather's staying there. It's just very clean, fresh, good honest whiskey. Distillery I've still not been to. It's one of the most visited in Scotland as well, even though you have to get a boat there. A lot of people visit the distillery. I think it was the most visited distillery in 2019. It's just good stuff. Everything that I've had from Arran, I've never had anything to complain about. And as I say, I've had this bottle for over 2 years as well, and it's still holding very well. The flavours are staying there, the mouthfeel's staying there, the quality's staying there. Even though this has been opened and I'm nearly halfway through, I love it. It's a good dram. But I'm going to go and finish this off and sit, enjoy a wee bit of the sun, I think. Why not? I've got a big golf tournament this weekend that I'm trying to qualify for, so maybe not too many of these tonight. I'll just sit and relax and get the mindset ready. And then if I don't play well tomorrow, I'm pretty sure I'll pour myself a large dram to try and get over it. But I'm going to go sit back and I'm going to go do that. Again, thanks everyone who's been subscribing, thanks everyone who's been commenting, who's been supporting the channel. It's overwhelming and amazing to see, and I thank you all for the support. I am going to try and get a live done soon. I've got a Cohoman tasting pack which I've not been through yet, which I might do a live stream tasting. So if you want me to do that, get in the comments below and let me know if you would support me sitting there talking about Cohoman whiskies and trying them in a lineup right here for you guys, and we can see how we go. And I'll try and get that booked in the diary sometime soon. But as always, I've been Kevin from Kevin Granton Whisky. Join me next week. Let's talk whiskey. Slainte.